Welcome back. Hour number 2, the Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. We are going to get to our picks at about 3:25. The big fella Anthony, Jason Duda, will join us. Those of you wondering, and I can't tell you how many do, I'll get to the standings for our picks shortly.
Well, let's get to our caller.
But here's KU Pat.
Thank you.
We're relieved to hear from you. Upset that you've been calling other shows, and lots of mixed feelings right now, Pat.
Well, it's nice to be have people concerned about me. The only reason I called Phil Stevenson's show, Chris Davis.
No, we don't mention other shows.
Yeah, he was talking about J.J. O'Donnell, Jack O'Donnell, who was actually my supervisor at the post office and just one of the nicest, greatest guys I've ever known, and plus Chris
Well, let's
Davis.
give that some context. Jack O'Donnell, a longtime professional baseball player, then one of the all-time legends in semi-pro baseball here in Wichita, as a member of the Rapid Transit Dreamliners, and a male person. So
yeah, he was
there you go.
Maybe the best. Well, he was the best supervisor I ever worked for. Believe me, there weren't many, but he was great. And then Chris was at the game Friday night, sadly, like I was, and we talked about the venue there at Children's Mercy, which is an amazing venue. But I also want you to pass this on to Duda. Go against KU the rest of the year. I do not blame him. The only time he took KU was against Illinois, and that didn't work. So I think he's right. Every time he takes KU and the picks, they lose. And, I'm frustrated. I'm not willing to give up on the season. But what Matt didn't tell you is there was noticeable booing in this game, and I don't think it was aimed at Jalen Daniels. I think it was aimed right where it should be, Jeff Grimes. Some of the play calling the last 2 weeks have been mind-boggling. So, anyway, if they win Saturday, things are righted. But this season could really go south very quickly. And this was the year.
This is not a gimme coming up Saturday for sure.
Oh, of course it isn't. But, I have faith in Daniels. But I don't know how much, if he has another bad game, and there were people chanting, we want Ballard. I would never do anything like that. But
Yikes.
I don't know. I don't know if Daniels isn't 100%. Maybe he is rusty. But anyway, it is concerning. But, no, you guys, I'm still loyal to you. And by the way, Skinner, who I followed calling Stevenson, I don't know where he got that I said I'm ready to give up my KU football. Never said anything remotely.
You mean Skinner was inaccurate?
I know, it's hard to believe, but I don't want to get Skinner
we love
too
you
mad.
both.
I don't think he knows where I live, and I don't want him to know. Thanks, guys.
We have fun with our callers. I miss the old days.
Sure.
Because really, as good as I am,
Oh, my
the
God.
callers can really enhance this show.
What is your deal?
Why don't you just roll along with it?
I'm not going to roll
Because
along
every
with
time I do it, I get a great reaction from
it.
you.
Thank you. I am a great reactor, and I appreciate that.
And that's what I like doing. So it's all for effect, and it always works.
Absolutely.
Anybody who truly knows me knows how humble I am.
Yeah, that's the first thing we noticed.
Well, I mean, really.
Really? Absolutely. All of us who truly know you, which is what, 2 people?
There's a lot of people who
No,
think they truly know me.
there aren't that many.
Really?
No, you don't let people in
Oh, for crying
for
out.
like
You know my wife
real.
can hear this.
I'm not talking about your wife.
You think I've let her in?
I still think there's some areas where you wish not to be vulnerable with people, but It's all good. It's hard.
Why
Vulnerable.
can't you look at me when
'Cause
you're
I'm watching
when
this
you're
game.
talking? Why can't you look me right
You
in
did
the
not
eye?
swing at that.
Why don't you look me right in the eye and say some of
Vulnerability
this
is
stuff?
difficult.
I'll knock those glasses right off your head if you had any.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm wearing glasses.
Now, normally, with a runner on second, tie game bottom 10,
Well, you're playing a game. It's an extra innings. If you can't score here,
You'd
you
bunt.
don't deserve to win.
you'd bunt
Why
here
wouldn't you
normally.
bunt?
Because Josh Naylor's not going to bunt. Josh Naylor's going to try to drive in the run.
Who's up next?
What is our lineup today? Lane Thomas?
Well, you better hit the ball to the right side because I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of my pet peeves. If you get to the bottom of the 10th in a tie game, you better bunt.
You're not bunting with Josh Naylor.
I don't care who you are.
He's trying to hit a double. I don't know what, I mean.
I don't care who you are. The only play in this situation is a bunt.
Is it?
That forces them to either bring the infield in, which is most likely what a team's going to do, or walk the next two, set up a force at any base. You force the opposing team to go into almost a panic mode. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, but it's
And
Josh Naylor.
they're so happy he's swinging away. Because this is, you can
If
deal with
he
it.
might not end it, but
You
Lane
can
Thomas
deal with
will.
this. This clown pitching, is this a former Wind Surge player?
Thielbar, no.
No. He better throw a strike.
It wouldn't hurt.
And if he doesn't, you by golly better bunt with Lane Thomas.
I'm trying to see if the game is synced up on radio because I want to hear my phrase that I love hearing, and I'll play it. If
What? What's the phrase?
Cleveland,
This is just awful.
you will have an October to remember.
That's just awful.
Lane
He
Thomas
struck out.
Lane Thomas is going to end it. I'm not worried.
Get the guy to third. You know you hate that play, that baseball play. You know you do.
No, I don't.
Oh,
He's not going to be able to lay a bunt down. He hasn't bunted in his career.
they should all be able to sacrifice bunt. There, now they walk Lane Thomas. Right move. They'll get to some clown who hits into a double play, and Minnesota will score 7.
Andres Jimenez. And it might be.
Yeah. Why aren't you upset about this?
Why would I be upset?
I'd be so mad I could spit
There's nothing to
if
be
the
upset.
Cardinals were doing this.
There's nothing to be So you want Paul Goldschmidt to bunt?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Even though he's probably
I want
never.
the runner at third with less than 2 outs. That gives me my best chance to score.
They're still walking Lane Thomas.
Paul Goldschmidt, of course I want him to bunt.
Goodness gracious. That's what a terrible decision. And then whoever's on deck, he doesn't get to hit.
Too bad. I mean, what's happened to the way people approach baseball nowadays? It defies logic to me.
Josh Naylor, he's got 102 RBIs or 106.
I don't care if it's Babe Ruth.
Really, Babe Ruth's bunting in that situation.
Get the runner to third with less than 2 out, and your chances of winning go up dramatically.
Well,
Now
sure.
with first and second and 1 out, not really that. No.
Miles Straw's on deck. Why wouldn't they walk Jimenez too?
You understand me?
This is awful. What if Miles?
told you it's
What if
awful.
Miles Straw clinches the playoffs for us?
He won't.
Wouldn't that be an
Jimenez is gonna make an
unbelievable
out.
story?
And so will Miles Straw.
He's
Because you didn't do the right thing. There's a way to approach this.
look at
My
him. He's
goodness.
3 for 7 with a double and a triple against Thielbar in his career.
This is why people come to me for baseball. Because you've accepted this new era of, well, let's just swing for the fences.
Not swinging for the
let's-
fences.
let's-
You're letting your RBI guy try to drive in a run.
Let's
Period.
get it. Let's get him in. Let's instead of putting yourself in a position.
You have no idea what you're talking about. What if Miles Straw,
Of course, I have an idea of what
of
I'm
all
talking
people,
about.
sent us
I
to the
couldn't
playoffs?
be more clear.
What a story that would be.
I'm going to turn this game off.
No, you're
I'm
not.
tired of
What a
watching.
jerk if you did that.
If these strikes out, I'm turning it off.
He drove in the run and the game's over.
No, it's not. Well, there is a base hit. The Guardians win. The Guardians win. Turn that off. Nobody cares. No, do you know where we are?
Cleveland, you will have.
You'll be in the playoffs.
Did you hear him?
No.
Well, now I got to rewind it.
You'll be in the. I don't want to hear it.
Listen.
95, you will have an October to remember.
Thank you,
What
Tommy.
if we don't remember it? What if they go 2 and
I
out?
love it, Tommy. We will have.
What if they go 2 and out?
We're in the playoffs,
You gonna
baby.
remember that?
Yeah.
What a losing attitude.
What's a losing attitude?
I'm not happy unless I walk out with the pennant.
We will have
With
an
the,
October to remember.
Unless I get to the World
What if he
Series.
didn't say that one year when we won the World Series?
Unless I get to the World Series, I'm not happy.
We clinched a playoff
And
spot.
by the way, Detroit now tied for the final wild card spot. I texted our friend Tom Thurber last night. He's just elated.
He is.
Never
He's
been
happy.
so happy for a young
Well,
man.
I would expect to hear a thank you from him.
What do you mean?
I'm the one who got him tied by beating the Twins
Text
3 out
him.
of 4. I don't know his number.
Say you're welcome. You don't have Tommy Thurber's
I
number?
don't have a lot of people's numbers.
That's a shame. Longtime producer on this show.
Well, he left us.
And in the morning as well.
He left our show and he left our
He
state.
moved to Alabama. My goodness, you talk about a guy wanting to get away. Let's get to. We don't know the name of this caller, but he's calling. Wants to talk about baseball.
Why would he
according
give
to
his name?
Andrew? I don't know. Hello, whoever you are. You there?
Yeah, Valley Center Jim, a long way.
You didn't tell him your name,
You
Jim
didn't tell.
35?
You didn't tell Andrew who you were.
Yeah, I told him I was Valley Center Jim. He don't know who that is. I haven't called him in a long time. But I
What's
don't know.
going on with Andrew in the name situation?
What's up, Jimmy?
Well, I don't know what's happened in the last 8 hours, but the Yankees and the Dodgers are still in it, aren't they? World Series.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think they're still in it. They're both going to be in the playoffs, Jim.
They're both going to be in the playoffs. Well, anyway, your dad
Yes,
and your
sir.
grandpa had some wonderful days when they had a New York Brooklyn World Series. All kind of games of 1-0.
My
2-1,
grandpa couldn't stop
3-2.
talking about it.
You what?
My grandpa couldn't stop talking about it.
He wouldn't stop talking about them, huh?
Exactly.
I mean, those had to be the most boring games there ever was, but everybody was listening to the TV if they had one, or radio or something. Just kept everybody on edge.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Jim. It's always
You're welcome.
good to hear from you. My dad
it
and my
is.
grandpa.
I think
I
your
like the
grandpa
reminder.
probably predates a Brooklyn Yankees World Series.
Born in 1868, my grandfather. That throws you for a loop.
It is kind of crazy.
Look at you. The wheels are turning. You can't even make it work.
It's hard to make it work.
I
He
love
was
that.
long gone by the
We're
time
in
you arrived.
2024. My grandfather, just 2 generations removed, was born
Nearly 160 years ago.
a long time ago. You look at you. You're still trying to make it work.
No, I'm making it work. Man,
It's a long time.
what an easy life he probably led.
Yeah, just a beautiful life. Yeah, he was born in 1868. My father was born in 1911. So he was 43. I was born in 1955 when my father had just turned, or was within 2 weeks of turning 44.
Amazing.
Gives you a little hope.
Yeah, I'll get there. That's what I was.
Doesn't seem like
that
it.
was the plan all along.
Doesn't seem like it. All right. We'll get with these folks. Hopefully, Max is there. Hello, Max.
Maybe
Ooh.
not.
I'm here.
Hey, Max.
I'm right here.
All
Bob,
right.
Jeff,
Let me know. Let me know when we have the others, and we'll get started here picking today's games. You'd think Duda and the big fella would
Is the
Be a
big
little more
fella
on the be a little more on the ball.
is the big fella aware that he's part of this show?
Well, I think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with us the first 3 weeks. Are you, Anthony? Are you aware? Thought we had him.
Sounded like we did.
Well,
Andrew, who do we have?
this is Duda.
There's Duda.
Oh, that was Mr. Excitement. As we wait for
Calm
Anthony.
down. Are you as grumpy as you have been? Because it's getting annoying.
You know what's annoying? This
Tell
is
me, 'cause you're
Duda.
gonna anyway.
This is Duda.
Dude, did you see that Cleveland will have an October to remember?
No, I didn't.
Well, be happy.
All right, let's get going here. Here's where we stand. Let me, boy, I'll tell you, Jeff has taken the early lead, but not insurmountably because none of us are doing very well.
Still early.
It's been pretty pathetic. I'm at 6-18.
Yikes.
I mean, that's just awful.
One of the worst
But-
records I've ever heard.
I'm second in points. No, I'm third. Anthony has 47. I have 45. Jeff at 60. Duda and Max both at 39. We're picking 9 games this week as well. Let's get started.
Is Max, you still there? Dude, are you still there?
I was here. I'm here.
All right,
Oh, no.
we'll just get going here. I'm tired of
Figure
this.
it out. No music. It's all
Illinois
Are
at
you there?
Nebraska. Nebraska at home, giving 8.5 points. All of you shut up. Here we go. I'll start. This is an interesting game. I think it's going to tell us a lot about both teams. I think we're going to think a lot more of Nebraska after this one. I like them for 7. Jeff.
Yeah, we just lost somebody. I don't know who it was. Who knows who's even on the line? Don't even say anything. We'll just call you out. These picks brought to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and an official sportsbook partner of KFH. I'm right there with you. I think I already know about Illinois. They're not that good. Nebraska, 7.
Makes me worried. Duda.
Don't. I'm winning.
Jason Duda, do we have you? Somebody, Andrew, I know you don't like talking, but you got to talk to me. Do we have Max?
It might just be the two of us.
Okay. Who's with us?
Me.
Okay. Is Tony around to help us? We're all right. Andrew getting a little upset with me. Whatever. We do what we do. Let's who's with is Duda, are you there? No. USC Michigan.
Max?
He's not. Jeff, shut up.
Somebody's there.
All right. I'm here.
There's Max right there.
All right, Max. Illinois, Nebraska. Nebraska. This is just the worst segment.
I've never heard a worse segment.
Nebraska giving 8.5 points. Who you picking?
I'm taking Nebraska for 6. They're at home. I'll go with the home dog.
There you go. Nebraska for 6. We're all in that Nebraska corner. No Duda, no Anthony. We'll hopefully get
right
them
here.
and come back to them. Okay, Anthony. Who you picking? Illinois, Nebraska.
Man, that's a good question. I had to make sure I was here first. Who's home
did
team?
we.
Nebraska the home team?
Nebraska, the home team. They are giving 8.5. Okay.
I'll take
What do you have?
Nebraska. I'll take Nebraska, but I'm gonna go 5.
All right. And Duda, do you want to make it a clean sweep for the Huskers?
Well, obviously in this situation, I love to do that, but not today. Illinois for 3.
He's been drinking.
Yeah.
Hey, Duda,
In
Duda hit the 10
Philadelphia.
spot last week.
USC at Michigan. USC getting 5.5. I'm sorry, giving 5.5 points on the road to the Wolverines. We start with Jeff.
I don't expect this game to be particularly close. Michigan's going to a guy named Orgy to be their quarterback, so good luck with that, I guess. USC for 8.
Well, I got all kinds of jokes, but I don't know what I can say.
Don't we all?
Duda.
Yeah, I got USC for 5.
Boy, I want to say that so bad.
Say it.
No, I can't. I don't think I can. I think I'd get run off. My wife's listening. Max?
Yeah, I'm with Jeff. I'm going with the University of Spoiled Children for 8.
What about you,
Hold
big
on
fella?
a second. Somebody's like 20 minutes behind.
I like Jeff's take on that about some guy named Orgy. That was a good joke. I'm going to I'm going to say USC for 4.
So what you're saying is, as a group, we've all picked against Orgy.
Not funny. You had a
No comment.
it was good original. That why'd you go that far? Why do you
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I just said what we picked.
Why do you say something that's not funny?
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
I'm going USC for 6. Next up, one of the most interesting games of the week, and our bonus game. Tennessee at Oklahoma.
You skip one? Okay.
No, I didn't skip one. I'm going to our bonus game.
All right, fine.
Right here. Tennessee, a favorite on the road by 6.5 in Norman. Duda, we start with you. You got your
Oklahoma.
10-point bonus last week.
I am not impressed with Oklahoma. I'm taking Tennessee. You got it. Tennessee for 10.
Tennessee for 10.
I like this strategy. I like it a lot. I'm not brave enough to try it myself yet, but I'll get there.
Max, what do you think?
I'm impressed. Duda shoots the work again. Impressive. I'm going half that. Tennessee for 5.
All right, big fella. What do you have here?
I'm going to go the opposite road. It's in Norman. I'm going to go, and I'm not an OU fan, but I'm going to go Crimson and Cream for 7.
How many points? 1 through 10.
7.
Ooh,
wow.
This is such an unknown. Oklahoma's not terrible. They're pretty good. They're
okay.
ranked. They're at home. Tennessee. I'm not. Let's hold off a little bit on Tennessee. Are we that crazy?
Tennessee is very good.
So is Oklahoma.
They're okay. Let's just pump the brakes.
I'm going to say Tennessee for 3. Jeff.
Duda's strategy.
Duda's way up the wrong tree.
I don't think so. Duda's strategy's got me a little more confident and brave, but I'm still not ready to go for 10. I've got Tennessee for 7.
All right. All levels of confidence, and Anthony even went off the board to pick Oklahoma. Next up, Utah, Oklahoma State. What a game. Big 12 game. Oklahoma State at home, giving 2.5 points. Max?
I'm going to take I'll take OSU at home for 1.
Yeah, this is a good game. Anthony?
I'll take Utah on the road for 3.
For 3.
Yep.
I like Utah on this one, and I like them for 5. Jeff?
I think you probably know where I'm going. I did have to make sure that Cam Rising is playing. I don't know how effective. It's kind of the Jalen Daniels situation. He's been hurt and banged up. But I think he leads them to a victory here. In Stillwater, in front of my friend, potentially David Michael Hahn, I've got the Utes for 4.
And what about you, Duda?
I was going to take Utah, but after that explanation from Jeff, I'll take Oklahoma State for 1.
Thanks for the 5-point swing. Appreciate you.
Yeah, really. Think for yourself. Next, we have Kansas in Morgantown to face West Virginia Saturday morning. Kansas getting 2.5 points here. We start this one with Anthony.
I'm actually going to take Kansas. They're away from home, no pressure. They don't have to hear the hometown folks booing. So I'm going to take Kansas and 6. I haven't already got that one yet.
Wow.
6, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is confident.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I do.
Boy, this is the hardest game out there, in my opinion. Kansas has to get this going. I'm going to pick them, but for only 2. Jeff.
I'm basically with that way of thinking. You tell me how tough it is to go win in Morgantown. Penn State goes in and clobbers West Virginia. KU should get this done, especially as an underdog. 1 point, though.
That's no confidence.
Well, I got to put one on something.
Duda.
West Virginia did not look very good, as Jeff said, against Penn State, but Kansas has not looked very good. I don't have a clue. So I got to go do what I do best. I'll take West Virginia, but just for 2.
Is that what you do best? Lose?
I pick against Kansas.
Max, what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm sorry, KU, Pat, but I got to go West Virginia for 2 at home.
All right. Anthony with the big confidence there.
Turn your phone or radio down, Max.
Yeah, somebody's phone.
I don't have a radio on.
Anthony, turn yours down.
Whoever it is.
Kansas State in Provo to face BYU. Very late start, 9:30 Central Time. Kansas State a favorite, 6.5 points. I start here. I like Kansas State for 8.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think they're going to get better and better, and that's my feel. You don't need to worry about it.
I think that's dumb.
All right, go. You get to pick.
I also have K-State, but I feel like it's kind of a Tulane situation. They might win by a touchdown. So that's barely covering, and I'm barely confident, too.
Well, fine. Duda.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game, so I'm taking the points, and I'll take BYU for 4.
Well, I feel better now.
What an embarrassment that you're even above water in this league. Max.
Hey, Jeff, if I was going to bet this game, who would I go to?
Oh, I've already told you that these picks are presented by FanDuel, and you should. But I appreciate that. That's what a good producer does, right there. That's excellent work, Max, and I can't wait.
And Andrew, you've been a great producer.
And I can't. That's not what I
last
meant.
Couple of weeks. Max, who you picking here?
And I can't wait to hear your pick.
I'm going to go with K-State on the road for 3.
Good pick, Anthony.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a close game. It's out there in Provo, Utah. So I'm going to take Kansas State, but my confidence level, I'll say it's about 3.
How many?
3.
He already did 3.
You already picked Utah for 3.
Oh, okay, 2.
You got 1, 2, and 8 left.
2.
No, you got 1, 2. You got 1, 3, and 8 now. Let's get to the NFL. We need to move this along. Houston at Minnesota. Minnesota getting 1.5 at home. What do you think, Jeff?
I'm up. I got a comfortable environment for Houston playing indoors. They'll feel good. Houston for 5.
Houston for 5. Duda?
Houston for 8.
Houston for 8.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, I don't have that much confidence. I don't know the Vikings are 2-0. I'll take the Texans for 7.
All right, Anthony, you gonna go Houston?
Actually, no. I'm actually going to roll the stakes real high on Minnesota. 8.
What?
My goodness gracious!
Wow, Anthony.
8, Minnesota. Hey, it's the NFL. I mean, a lot of crazy things have been happening, so roll with it.
Well, that's true, but I'm going to pick the Texans for 4. Philadelphia in New Orleans. Boy, this is a big one for the Eagles, and New Orleans has been maybe the most impressive team through 2 games. They're a 3.5-point home favorite against Philadelphia. Duda, you start.
Well, this line opened up Philly by 2.5. Now it's the Saints by 3.5. Saints have looked good. Philly is not. I got to run with the Saints until they decide to go back to the regular Saints. New Orleans for 7.
Max?
I'm with Duda. I don't know what's up with the Eagles, so I'll take the Saints for 5.
What about you, Anthony?
It's going to be a close game, but I'm gonna go with the Saints and 1, since that's better what I have left.
1 point. I think it's. I don't know whether 7 and 5 comes. This. I think Philadelphia is desperate, and I think they'll cover here. But I don't have a ton of confidence. 1 point. Jeff?
I think Philadelphia might have a new coach when we're sitting here a week from now. I've got New Orleans for 3.
Put something behind it. You can't say something like that and then go 3.
I only have 8 points to work with here.
The Chiefs are in Atlanta on Sunday night. Kansas City a favorite, 3.5 points. We start with Max on this one.
So last week I'm sitting in the sports bar, and there's a couple of Cincinnati fans and a couple of Chiefs fans. And the Chiefs fan goes, I'm not worried with a minute something left. I know we'll get a pass interference call. And they did.
And they did, and it was pass interference. Who's your pick?
Yeah, okay. The Falcons for 4 against the refs and the NFL.
Duda, would you like to say anything to Max?
No, I'll talk to him next week.
Duda went for
Anthony,
10, and I was psyched.
Thanks for weighing in, Duda. Anthony, your pick.
We're talking about Falcons Chiefs, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I forget what I had left on the board to give a number 2. I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
I'll never write these down.
Yeah, I know.
You have your 3-point pick.
No, he doesn't. He used that for Utah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
7.
You have your 7-point pick.
Oh well, it looks like it's gonna be Atlanta for 7.
All right. I think this is a hard game, obviously, but I got to pick. I got to pick it, right? I got to go Atlanta for 3. Jeff,
I don't feel like the Chiefs on national television are going to win this game by any less than a touchdown, so I got the Chiefs for 6.
Kansas City for 6.
Yeah, that's it.
What about you, Duda?
I got Atlanta for 6.
All right.
Why? I don't get that.
All right. Hey, 4 of us picked Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but history might be on
It
your
just has
side.
that feel. It just has that feel to it.
I feel you, man. It's a nice feeling to feel.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for Andrew to get everybody on. Anthony Castrovins on X, Twitter, points out that since 2013, the Dodgers have the best regular season winning percentage in Major League Baseball by quite a bit. Guess who's tied for second?
Cleveland,
You knew that?
Guardy. I know they've won a bunch.
Cleveland and the Yankees.
Kind of impressive. That's 12 years we're talking.
They'll win something.
We're going
Win
to
something
try.
big.
We're going to try, man.
That's all I ask. I mean, we can skirt around this all we want.
It's been a tough year for a first-place club. A lot of ups and downs this year for the Guards, but we're headed to October, and
Well, you'll get to watch it. I won't.
you can watch it.
I don't think I will.
All right.
I like baseball, so I'll
You
watch.
should watch the Guards at least. You have
I'll watch
some emotional investment in that.
some. Very little.
That's fine.
You don't have any in the Cardinals.
It's not true.
Couldn't care less.
No, you've won enough. I want to win one. Then you can win all the others. That's what I've said to everybody. If you're a fan of a team and you want to win the next 71 World Series, just let me
That
win
would
one.
ruin the game.
Don't
You
care.
don't want that to happen.
Don't care.
Really?
No.
You don't care if the game of baseball is ruined.
Give me one. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, what a pathetic.
Let me
What a
let me
pathetic,
fly
needy-
one
What a
flag.
desperate, pathetic. I can't even express myself how
Just give me
much I
one.
don't
We
like
have a good
that.
chance this year with that bullpen.
Shohei Ohtani stole his 50th base in today's Dodgers game. He's too short in home runs of becoming the first 50-50 player in Major League history. Incredible. Just think if he was pitching and he had 50-50
150 or something.
200 strikeouts.
Be amazing. 50-50 is pretty cool, though.
Well, it is.
Probably going to be the first DH to win the MVP. And he might pitch in the postseason if you're listening to Dave Roberts.
That'd be a stretch.
I don't think I'd do it, but that's
not
me.
Bad to throw it out there, make people think, but I don't
think I'd do it.
I wouldn't do it.
They've lost Glasnow. They've lost Gavin Stone.
They'll be all right. They've got Yamamoto and Flaherty and Walker Buehler. And who's the other young kid?
Emmett something.
Sheehan.
Emmett Sheehan.
Sheehan.
And it's
Sheehan.
Souther and Sheehan.
No, it's Sheehan. S-H-E-E.
Why does he get an emphasis and Souther doesn't?
Nobody's...
Just asking.
I will bet
Something
you
to think about.
When do the Eagles play at the Sphere?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. You know they'll do a J.D. Souther tribute.
Of some sort, yes.
And when they do,
Do you think they'll play one of his songs or just...
They'll let Vince Gill sing You're Only Lonely.
That'd be cool.
They got to work that up pretty quickly, but that's
Well,
not
they
a
worked
problem.
up the Jimmy Buffett songs.
Not a problem. All right, thanks for listening. Tomorrow on the show, Richard Consum, the new executive director of the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame, will join us, as will Joanna Chadwick from Byte Magazine. Hope you're here. Have a good night.